as I understand it, the technical conversations and negotiations are still going on about implementation of phase one. So as a practical matter, the 6-month time clock has not actually begun. Is that true?
It is my understanding that technical discussions are ongoing, and then once those are set, the clock is turned on and the 6-month period begins.
Okay. The sanctions talk primarily on the Hill is about if after that 6-month time expires and things have not been complied with by the Iranian side, then sanctions would, new sanctions, tougher sanctions would begin. So help me understand why the administration believes that
because Congress can act in 6 months rather than act now on what they'll do in 6 months, and by passing that kind of
Iran about the cost of noncompliance.
I think Iran is fully aware of the cost of noncompliance. They're so aware of it that they came to the table. They have been paying the price of noncompliance. Failure to
coming to the table and agreeing to something is not the same thing as implementing.
Absolutely, which is why if they fail to comply with their agreements in the preliminary round or in the or fail to reach a comprehensive solution with the P5+1, the sanctions regime remains in place, and the modest relief that is provided with the compliance by the Iranians with the first agreement, the preliminary agreement, will be reversed. And we would likely encourage both our partners internationally and Congress to respond to that failure to comply with additional sanctions. It is our view that it is absolutely the wrong and worst time to take any action that undermines the chance for a diplomatic solution by dividing the international community and emboldening Iranian hardliners, and we believe that that's what passage of new sanctions would do. Again, because the purpose of building this vast, comprehensive, and effective sanctions regime was to compel Iran to the negotiating table and to compel Iran to change its behavior, to make commitments to change its behavior. And we have made progress as a result of the effectiveness of the sanctions, and now we need to test whether or not Iran is serious. And we'll do that by verifying their actions, verifying that they're in compliance, and making sure that through their actions, rather than the documents they sign or anything they may say, they're meeting their commitments. Because ultimately the goal is, the reason why we are where we are is that Iran has failed to meet its obligations to the United Nations Security Council and to the international community when it comes to development of a nuclear weapons program.
Thanks, Jay.
Roger, last one.
Thank you. First of all, the President, I understand, is going to be meeting